Hi guys, I'm back. Third time is a charm, I think. If this one doesn't work, I just think God does not want me to make this video today. I tried this twice already before. Once I was in the car and you could not see me. The sun glare was so bad. So I was going to drive away and try again. And then I had to go to the dentist and all that stuff. And then I tried again after my dentist appointment. And as I was in the middle of my spiel, I heard my mother coming home and I heard her gasping for air. So I ran downstairs to go get her oxygen. So that was my second attempt at this. So now it's our third try. And I'm telling you, third try is either a charm or it's just the universe saying, nope, not tonight, Ro. So I'm not going to babble as much on this one. I'm just going to cut to the chase. And I'm going to start with the background story. And then I'll make my point. And it's about something that's really dangerous that a lot of our members either have been doing or are contemplating doing. So back when I first was going out to Western Pennsylvania to visit Adam after he had moved, I was talking to one of my girlfriends who was probably like early, maybe mid-20s at the time. And I was explaining how I wasn't going to be able to go to visit between November, December to about March or April because the weather is so bad where he lives. And driving through the mountains, it gets really dangerous. There's no guardrails. There's a lot of twisty, turn, mountainous roads. It's truck roads. So the trucks can lose control. I can lose control. I can go over the side of a mountain if I'm not careful, or even if I am careful, but if I slide on ice. And she was like, well, I'd go anyway. And in her 20-year-old mentality, she would go anyway because there is nothing else. And first of all, when you're young, right, you feel like you're invincible. And second of all, most people do. And second of all, in your young mentality, you have tunnel vision and a one-track mind, and you need to get to the person you love, to be with him, to sit next to him, to see him, right? But here's the thing. Adam and I had to have a long talk about this. Adam lost a friend due to an accident in a snowstorm many years ago. And he told me it would kill me if something happened to you on the way here. And I want to pass that along to you guys because we have a lot of girls who are in the line, in the path of the Diego storm. I don't know what it's called right now, but the storm named Diego right now that's coming over from California, going across the United States, going through Louisiana, Texas, South Carolina, and going through, making its way over. So we have girls who are in those areas who aren't used to dealing with those kind of weather patterns and that type of situation. And they're like, well, I never missed a visit before, so I'm not going to miss it now. I don't care if I have to drive through this storm. I don't care what it takes, which is scary to me because I would rather miss it. It sucks to miss visit, but we've all had to do it at some point or another. And if you haven't yet, you're blessed, but it's coming. Okay. So whether that means you drive there and the facility's on some lockdown that just happened, or they won't let you in because something's wrong with your clothing, you don't have backup and there's no time to get in, the facility's overcrowded, it's coming. It's just part of this life. We've all been there. We've all done it. And again, if you've been blessed to not have to deal with it yet, it's coming eventually. So it does feel like the end of the world the first couple times it happens, especially the first time. But I want you to think about it this way. If you, first of all, don't value your life enough to not risk it driving in horrible weather conditions, then think about it from his perspective, right? If you can't think of it from your own perspective, I want you to think about it from his perspective. God forbid you got into an accident, and worst case scenario, you were killed in an accident going to visit because you were trying to get through treacherous weather conditions to see him. He will never forgive himself. So if you can't put the onus on yourself and don't value your life enough to say, no, I cannot go, especially to somebody who's trying to force you to go to visit in bad conditions, or if you can't afford to go, or if you don't want to go, and they're trying to force you to go, first of all, I hope and pray that you're strong enough to say, no, it's my life and I'm not risking it to go to visit. There'll always be another one. But if you're not, I hope you can at least put it into the perspective where if something happens to me on the way and I'm either wound up killed in the hospital, God forbid, don't have a car, something like that, then he will never be able to forgive himself. If you need to put it in that perspective, whatever perspective it takes for you to not risk your life to go. Also, I've had a friend who she booked a hotel room that was non-refundable. So she started driving out. I think she had like a 4 or 5 hour drive through a winter area. And she tried to get there through the snow. She could not make it. She got about halfway and it just got way too bad. And thankfully she was smart enough and mature enough to pull over and get herself a hotel room. But then the following day, she had to turn back around because there wasn't enough time to make the rest of the drive. It was still too dangerous. She didn't have enough time to do it. Nor did she know if once she got out there, the weather was going to get worse and she wouldn't be back for visit on Monday. So she was out the money for the hotel room that wasn't refundable at visit. She was out the money for the hotel room, the middle of where she had to pull over. And God forbid you guys, you get into an accident and your car is ruined or totaled or whatever, then you're stuck not going to visit for as long as it takes for you to get that fixed, as well as you're out all of that money. So, and this is coming from people who have said, I don't care, I'm still going. I think that's a really immature and reckless decision. I mean, yes, it sucks to miss a visit, but there's always going to be another one as long as you don't put yourself in a situation where there's not going to be another one because you got yourself harmed or hurt or killed because you're driving through horrible conditions to try to make it to him because you can't bear with the thought of missing a visit. You guys, I'm telling you, I love you, but I'm telling you, 9.9 times out of 10, that's an insecure woman who either is being controlled or feels as if she doesn't make everything perfect and cushy for him, that he's going to leave her. He's going to find somebody else. No, sweetheart. Empower yourself enough to say, I will not risk my life. My life is worth skipping this visit. We're all going to live. Everybody's going to be okay. There will always be another visit. For my girls who have an out date, all you are is one skipped visit, 1 month, 1 week, whatever your intervals are between visits, closer to him coming home. For you guys that are lifers that or do not have an out date or death row or anything along those lines, pre-sentencing, and you just don't know how long this is going to take, you are one step closer to being healthy and staying as healthy and put together physically as possible so you can continue to do this for as long as you can continue to do this. So I hope that doesn't come across harsh. Yes, safety first. Oh, you're welcome so much. And it is, Gina, you're so right. It is very tempting. Believe me, I've been tempted before to put myself in a bad situation, and I had to have this talk with myself. And it was easier for me because I had this talk with my husband who did lose somebody in a snowstorm. So I'm not going to put myself in that situation, one, because I'm not going to risk my life for a visit where I have plenty ahead of me. And two, I'm not going to, be controlled by a visit. Does that make sense? There was another two that I forgot, and so I just came up with that one. But if I remember what that was, I will get back to it. So next, I just want to point this out. I said this on a YouTube video recently. Did you guys ever notice? I never noticed I did this before until last time I was at visit. Adam's like, you are the only person in the world who counts backwards. Like most people are like 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3. And when I talk, I'm like 1, 2. Has anybody ever noticed this before? Am I the only one that does this? Please write in the comments. And if you haven't noticed before, you 100% will notice from now on. I guess it's my thing. And he'll always be like, whoa, girl, watch it with those fingers. Because my fingers are I think I'm double jointed in my fingers. And like, I must have broke this one. I just said this on a video. So this is going to be a repeat for you guys that watch my YouTube videos. But like, do you see how this finger is gimpy and weird? And like, it's like rubber. It bends all the way back, but a lot of people get really grossed out by that, so I'm not going to do it on camera, although I might have done it on that other video. Anyway, okay, commercial break over. You can count any way you want. Thank you, Carolyn. I just think it's so funny that I've never in all of my life noticed that I count backwards. Pinky first. Anyway. It makes me unique and special. Number 2, so you guys, really quick, especially you guys that aren't used to dealing with this awful winter weather, and so you're not used to driving in it anyway, but the people in the South who are getting this awful weather, please, please, please value your life enough to stand up enough and empower yourself to say, I am not coming to visit this weekend. I love you. I love you just as much as I did yesterday, and I will love you just as much as I do right now tomorrow, but I will not risk my life, nor should should you expect me to risk my life or demand me to risk my life to get in the car to put myself in a really dangerous situation to go? Enough of that. And let's get on to point number 2. This morning, I woke up to a video message from our dear friend, Kat, who goes by Admin Kat or Mrs. B. I think it's 1048. God, why can't I remember the number right now? Anyway, she's a volunteer. You guys all probably know her. She was listening to the Today Show this morning on her way to work. And today, they declared it National No Judgment Day. Hashtag No Judgment Day. So she posted some banners because she's awesome. This is why she runs our social media team, because she's on all of this stuff. So, hey, Jeanette. So, she tweeted at the Today Show about us on Twitter. So if you guys are interested, I don't know what she put on the banners for SPWF on our pages, but if you guys want to go tweet about like your situation, like I'm a prison wife, no judgment, and then you tweet about SPWF, we're trying to get recognition from them because we're a very stigmatized, judged community of people, and we're trying to break that stigma. So no, what's a better way than to get the eyes of somebody as big as the Today Show? And there were a couple of other people that she included in those tweets. But if you're interested, do that and look on our social media pages for the banners that she posted about what she wants us to do. I just think it's so amazing that we're all taking a stance and not judging each other. And that said, everything I said earlier was not judgment about not going to visit and putting your life at risk. And that was me, like big sister, mama bear, trying to talk sense into you guys who might just be making some rash decisions. I actually had a very good friend who is also a therapist who works very closely with our community, who was involved in this community with a very close family member back quite a few years ago. And she had reached out to me a little while ago, and she said, I think we need to come up with something for SPWF members to understand when they're putting their lives and their safety at risk for their loved ones. And unfortunately, we both got so busy and our lives took off in totally uncontrollable directions, all in good ways, basically. But we have to revisit that. I'm going to have to email her and point her to this video and revisit it if she doesn't see this herself, because I think it is something that our community maybe struggles with because we're always trying to make sure that everything is cushy for them. And part of it is understandable because we know that there are so many confines and they've had so much ripped away from them. So we just kind of want to make things more easy for them. And we know that they love and live for their visits. But at the same time, I'm not saying this judgmentally. I'm saying this big sister lovingly. Please do not put yourself in harm's way, risk your life, drive in inclement conditions where you can honestly get hurt or, God forbid, risk your life going to a visit. There will always be another one, except for if you put yourself in a bad situation and you get hurt or, God forbid, worse, killed on the road and can't make it to another one. I think that's it. You guys keep staying strong, keep loving strong, keep supporting one another through this journey because you're one day closer to it all being over. Lots of love from my heart to yours. I will see you beautiful ladies and gentlemen on the next one. Oh, and make sure that you go over and follow us and subscribe on YouTube, The Strong Prison Wife 213. I am posting a video every single day on YouTube in the month of December. And then after that will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then maybe some in between. But I made the video here tonight on live. I'll probably download it and pull it over to YouTube. But I made it here because I know that this is like an in-the-moment thing. And most of our members are here on Facebook. And I needed to get this message to you guys before Diego hits, so you guys don't hurt yourself or put yourself in harm's way, or maybe at least I'm planting a seed and you think twice before you do get in the car and go. Or if you are in the car and you decide to try to maybe risk it, you pull over or turn around if it gets too bad. Bye, guys.